Hey everybody, I just thought I'd give everybody an update. Yeah, a friend named James sent me a Molly pack he got on eBay, and he got these extra pouches that just snap right on. I was really glad to get this. This is like the pack I had before I got that other one. You put your glasses in there, and up here I got my flashlights in that, and my paint markers and everything. I'm getting ready to leave probably Friday or Saturday. I kind of want to go from Kingsport on CSX down to like Asheville area, just somewhere short and local. Yeah, somewhere just short and local. I've been feeling really good. I was going to show you a railroad spike knife. Joel had a blacksmith friend of his make this for me. It's made out of a railroad spike. That's pretty cool, ain't it? Smokey Joe. Gonna show you a new engine I got. And a couple of new cars. And got a waterproof Bible. And there's all my DVDs. I've already watched every one of them. Starting to get a good collection going here now. I'm not sure who. There wasn't no name on the box, but I got some good road grub now. But doing real good on wearing that patch. Today is day 4 without tobacco, and I'll be going down for a walk later down to the train yard, I hope. Figured I'd update everybody, and feeling a hell of a lot better now. But no more fever, no more coughing. I've been medically cleared now, so that's good. Well, I just noticed they just brought these in this morning, because it just got done raining about 7 o'clock this morning, and that's just hadn't even rusted yet. You can see it was wet when they brought it in. See how the brakes smeared that brake powder. But these are the only place that really gets cars in Johnson City is that recycle place. 204,500 the load limit. Empties around. They leave stuff in the bottom, so it's probably 60,500 empty. Yeah, it had pretty good rain. I should have brought my new poncho. It said 20% chance of rain today, so go figure. Of course, it quits raining as soon as I get down here. I could have got up in one of them hoppers. Not sure what industry gets these. It could be that place across the way there. Yeah, that scanner, that Bearcat United 125, I don't know why I'm running into such problems with it. I've watched several YouTube videos on how to program the thing, and I've read the manual 638,914 times, and every time I program it, one frequency in, I go to hit save, and then I go to add the second frequency in, and it erases the first one. It's only keeping one in the memory bank, and it holds 500. So I'm doing something really small wrong. And I've watched the videos, I have paused it each step, and it's the same scanner as mine, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm gonna bring it with me on my trip Friday, and if I go past a electronics store, I might go in and see if they can help me out for a small fee or something. But I called Best Buy, they don't do that stuff anymore, and there was a Radio Shack, but it should permanently closed, so I kind of figured they'd went out of business. But we're down in the Johnson City yard. I've never seen this many gondolas down in here. I didn't know that scrap metal plant got that much business. Yeah, I guess I continue walking. Yeah, I should have brought that poncho. I'm gonna make sure what this is. Oh, I thought it was a slick piece of metal. Get well who? See, this is like that one I rode in Virginia, where I think I titled it Working Railroad Cars. You got a pretty deep hole to hide in. Pretty good deck to lay out on. Pretty deep down too. Yeah, so I gotta figure something out. I may have to wait till my next trip to do that scanner, to program it. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it with me just in case I come across somebody who can help me out a little. Well, I know it was a southbound train local that dropped these cars here. That's the end of that cut. The angle cock's turned, and the only way why they do that is so they can have braking on this car. So the engines were up there on that end, and they just shoved back. So when they go to pick them up, I don't know how they move them from here to the recycling place unless they have their own little engine. I'm sure it's the East Tennessee Railway that local brings down. I'm starting to think now that local comes out of John Sevier Yard in Knoxville, goes up to Bristol, and then back down, dropping and picking up cars. I've never seen East Tennessee Railway engine in Bristol. Then they probably got one from Bristol to Radford to Roanoke. I'm just talking locals. But this is the main line right here. You know, that track there, that might be for them hoppers. Go down in there, because that's not the recycling place. It's the only other place with a spur going down in there. So I'm thinking it's something out of Knoxville that brings these cars up, but it ain't often. And it comes around 5:30 every morning. Well, not every morning, but when they do come through. There's the brain of the train. You know, bypass valve. If your brakes are ever sticking on a car and you can't figure out why they won't loosen up, even with 90 pounds of pressure, they can bypass that air and it just goes straight through the car without going to the brakes until they can get it to a maintenance shop and figure out what's wrong. But every car's got one of them called a brain of the train. Like a bypass system. It bypasses the air through the car instead of through the brakes to the next car. Yeah, I didn't sleep at all the last couple of days. Well, I slept a couple of hours the night before last, but I hadn't gotten no sleep last night. I was just too anxious, knowing that I needed to really get a video made to update everyone and let everybody know that doesn't have the community page that I'll be leaving Friday or Saturday. Try to get CSX down to Asheville. Scared the piss out of me. That truck broke air. There's only 3 of these hoppers. Now they're loaded. So if those were just brought in this morning and they're loaded, then this place must offload them. And it's probably some kind of powdered mineral or something they add into concrete or something. Try to demonstrate here. I'm not sure if I told everyone, but my bad hand here is actually stronger than my other hand, because watch. That hurt. No, I wanted to do that last video. I found one that was really bent. Make out like I bent it. I'm like Superman. Yeah, let me crawl over here. Yeah, see that fresh rust? Yeah, that was this morning. Well, they got a little maintenance away parts and supplies here. I didn't even see this last time. It's places like this, if you really gotta hide your gear. Of course, the main thing people don't know when they first start traveling is what a bush beater is. Big cities, especially Las Vegas, Colton, LA, big cities, they got bush beaters everywhere. What they do, they're actually hid. Like a bush beater will be in there and somebody will walk along and hide their gear, not seeing the bush beater, and the bush beater will wait till the guy that hid the gears out of sight, and then he goes over there and snatches his gears. So you always got to do a 360 scan, make sure you don't see anybody seeing you hide your gear. Never had no gear taken from me. I've always brought my gear with me. Now there's probably no more than 5 times have I ever left my gear, but that was back in my drinking days, just because I couldn't carry all the beer. Had to stop and break, go to the store and come back, and I I ended up being in a blackout, and I'd come out of the store and I couldn't remember where I hid my gear. My God, I was up to 40, 45 cans of beer a day. Then I'd go to sleep for about 4 hours and wake up. The only reason I woke up is because my body was already going in withdrawal. I sucked down another 18, 20 beers just before I could even move in the morning. And that was every day, every week, every month. 9 years of solid everyday drinking at my worst. And it's kind of funny, I didn't have my first beer until I was 17 years old. And by the time I was 23, that was my first time memory of alcohol withdrawal. I just thought I had an anxiety attack. But every time after that, when I quit drinking, it was worse. Then I quit drinking for about a year and a half, right before I stopped for good. And I started drinking after that year and a half, thinking that I wouldn't go through withdrawals. Yeah, I picked up right where I left off that year and a half before. But I'm just glad I caught it, because I don't know, I just knew how bad off I was. Nursing home. That first time was in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, about 4 months. I got out and started drinking again and ended up another second esophageal varice. And after that second nursing home, I was like, man, this is it. No more brewski. And I never really drank liquor. I mean, if I didn't have anything to drink, I would. There a couple of times I got so bad, I'd go into the grocery store, and if it was like Beer Sunday where they don't sell beer, I was in a dry county, got off the train in one, I would go get a bottle of Dr. Tishner's mouthwash. It's like 85% alcohol. But I tell you, that day after you drink 2 or 3 bottles of mouthwash, you're peeing menthol. I mean, you can smell menthol out of your sweat, your urine. I just don't know how some people can drink Aquanet hairspray and rubbing alcohol. I never got that bad. But I wised up. I realized where I was going with it, and it wasn't much further at all. I don't think I'd have lived another 2 months had I not quit. Yeah, up here in town, I seen a couple of Norfolk Southern trucks. I think they were signalmen. Well, I thought that was that, oh no, that track there goes down into that recycle place. I'm not sure what they are recycling, if it's just old torn down bridges or just people can bring in their junk. Yeah, somebody mentioned explain the signaling system on trains, and well, yeah, it's almost impossible. Well, right now, that green on the top, we got a northbound coming in from behind me. Now the next signal up, like this, the space in between the next signal up and this one, those are usually called blocks. So if you ever hear so-and-so block, and they usually name every one of them. Well, the next one up should be yellow or green. And once the train crosses that signal point,
it just turns red, and it just keeps relaying that pattern up the line. I almost got to have paper to show you on a diagram. One day maybe I'll be good enough at videos I can show it on graphs too. And yeah, the two types of signaling systems are ABS and CTC. ABS is automated block system, and this is what I know of it. I was told ABS, the automated block, is controlled by a dispatcher. He controls the signal. And CTC, the centralized or computerized traffic control, is controlled by a computer. In dark territory, that's just no signal at all. It's just all lunar. I think they put in a new frog in there. I don't remember it being that sharp looking. Yeah, we got a train coming, but there's so many road crossings ahead. I'll hear it blowing. There's no way it can come from behind because it's got the green going the other way. And Johnson City, I don't know what it is. It may be that curve up in town, but 4 to 5 times a year somebody gets hit downtown. And a couple of them were suicide last year. There's Bus Barn. Maybe I can get that train on video. Yeah, I want to thank Joel for that Bearcat scanner. I thought about bringing it down here and seeing if one of these guys know how to program it. I'm just doing one little step wrong, and my attention span for it is about 3.84 seconds before I gotta pull my hair, beat my knees. There's city bus in Johnson City. I don't know why I've always called them rabbit buses. I think just because they're short, stubby looking. But yeah, I've never seen railroad worker down here at this office. I don't know why they even have an office. There really ain't a yard that they have to tend to all the time, unless it's signalman halfway point or something. Oh, I'm fitting to say, golly, hobos don't get off in Johnson City. Thought somebody tagged the dumpster there. Good idea. Oh, I never knew that was a house up there. Man, the zoom is just... I could see the Apollo landing sites on the moon. That's a good... I'm gonna see if... I heard these cameras do real good with nighttime too. The moon's waning right now, so I might see a moon tonight. I'll see how close I can zoom up on it. There's Korean Taco House. That's the best place to eat in Johnson City. You ever come through here, make sure you stop in. It's got some really good tacos in there. That's the fellow that owns it knows me. He's a cool guy too. And this is where we have the farmers market every Saturday. They just line up here, sell the produce and fruit. But that train, it still ain't come by yet, so we might not get to see the train. I'll give it another 10 minutes. But yeah, that light, that same light in the video earlier, it's 30 minutes later and the train still ain't come by. That's looking south. Oh, the zoom is just incredible. And they're up towards the Greyhound bus station. And my place is up there about 5 blocks. Well, I made it back. You know, that train never did come. It still ain't going by. But I went by a second-hand store. He's got some pretty good stuff in there. He must have had 329 Christmas trees in there. I know where to come and get my Christmas tree now. But they had some funky ones in there. I don't know who in the world would want a silver, bright, I mean, you couldn't even look at it. It was so silver, shiny Christmas tree. I don't know. Then there was a white one, just all white. Thinking, man, what happened to Christmas? Made it back. Yeah, the trees are this nice here. Just think what they're like in the Smokey Mountains. I mean, we're basically at the foothills of the Smokies right here. But I was hoping to get that train in there. But anyway, I'll be leaving most likely, if not Friday night, I'll be leaving Saturday. And I made it back, and I had a package waiting. I ordered these Monday, and they came today. Man, I love these. These are the strawberry. Last week I got the pecan, but they helped me gain some weight, and it's almost like a little mini meal in a bottle. So I'm gonna get them in the fridge, and you can pour one of them over ice cream. Man, that's really good.